How's it going? Working on a 2002 LT50A, little 50cc two-stroke four-wheeler. I bought it for $250 and guy said he couldn't get it running. Came home, pulled the carb apart, and it was disgusting. As you can see here, everything was pretty gummed up. So, read online this pine saw trick. We're gonna see if it works. So you wanna use just regular, original pine saw, and then you wanna get you some hot water. I just got it out of the tap, about as hot as you could get it. I pulled all the brass, all the fittings, anything I could really get undone, I pulled it out of the carburetor. So that way this can soak in there and get everything, pulled the jets out. I'm gonna set that aside separate and soak that in some seafoam. So we'll soak our carb parts in here. Just set it in the water, and then we'll do the brass separate. I will tell you, when taking apart this choke mechanism, there's a spring in there, this tiny little ball. So make sure you account for all that and get that separate where you need to. So we'll take our pine saw. I read anywhere from 25% water to 75% pine saw, 50-50. Some people do it straight up. I did about a quarter of the hot water. And we'll dump the pine saw in. So everyone says to let this sit for 12 to 24 hours. I did no scrubbing, nothing like that. Just kind of give this a little shake. And we'll let that sit. Now I'll take all my brass parts and just set them in this mug I got here. I got the springs, the air fuel screws. Got that all sitting there. You can see all the crap coming off of them. You got your two little jets there. And then your main jet as well. So I can do another video of reassembly. Basically anything that's brass that came out of this was the bolt for holding that together. And then I'm also gonna take the needle and the slide. So do seafoam for these, just that way it doesn't get as tore up by the pine saw. So just get everything submerged in there. We'll let that sit. Should do its job. Seafoam, it's like $8 or $9, and the pine saw was $3. So I'll let this stuff soak for a while and get back and let you guys know how it worked. We're about 5 minutes into this soak. You can really just see everything working. It's floating all the crap up and breaking it down. I didn't do any scrubbing or anything to this carburetor. It was pretty nasty. I just set it in there as I told you. I did take all the gaskets off. This pine saw, they say it'll eat the gaskets up and then discolor any brass. So if that's not an issue to you and your stuff's pretty gummed up, you can keep the brass in the pine saw. But this is just about 5 minutes in. Keep you posted. All right, it's been about 30 hours of this soaking. I got a little sidetracked with some stuff. Looks like there's like a light film residue sitting on there. That's the top of the card. Here's the bowl. I don't know if you guys remember in the beginning of this video, this was absolutely disgusting. So I'm sure I'll scrub some of this stuff off to get it clean. They say to wash this with like hot water after. I know water and carburetors don't mix, but you saw the nasty dirt and grime. There's still a little bit on there, but overall I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. So I'm gonna get it cleaned up with some hot water and then spray WD-40 all over everything, get the water out, use compressed air. But I'd say I'm pretty happy. I still got the jets sitting in there. You can see there's some oil residue, if I can get the camera right, sitting on top, but and you see all the crud that came off the jets. Overall, I'm extremely pleased. Pine Sol, I soaked the jets and brass parts in seafoam. Hopefully it works for you guys. Thank you. Here's a final result. Still see a little bit of buildup, a little bit of dirt, but overall I'd say this did a really good job. Got majority of the gunk out. Everywhere that I care about. See a little bit of white residue there, but overall pretty good. I sprayed everything down with brake cleaner, and then you want to spray some WD-40 and everything to get all the water out. But like I said, pretty happy with the result.